Investing 60 minutes each weekday for planning for the future. The WBBM Noon Business Hour continues.
The World Cup setting new records for legal betting and TV viewership. Let's discuss the latter with Tim Hanlon, founder and CEO of the Vertere Group based in Chicago. Tim, thanks for joining us today. It seems at first blush that some of the games, especially the games in which the United States is playing, are real winners for Fox.
Yeah, Rob, I think the expectations were fairly high already for viewership. But I think even Fox is probably surprised at just how well the games have been performing overall, and especially the U.S. games thus far. I think the discussion will happen after the tournament as to why, but certainly the oddity of this version's occurrence during the holiday season may have something to do with it, especially the U.S. with Thanksgiving and people home and looking for excuses to watch stuff. And frankly, it's also had a very nice additional effect for live sports and Fox generally. That last weekend, I mean, the college football Big Ten matchup between Michigan and Ohio State broke records, as did the NFL game on Thanksgiving Day. That was the lead out from the U.S. soccer game against England. So, it's a commitment to live sports that Fox has made a big effort on over the last number of years, and it seems to be paying off in spades, and in particular the World Cup.
The U.S.-England game on Friday afternoon, that was a 0-0 draw. Even so, it pulled in 15.3 million viewers on average. It peaked at close to 20 million. And as one observer pointed out on Twitter not too long ago, that is higher than the World Series ratings for the last 5 years, with the exception of Game 7 in 2019.
Yeah, and look, the trends of obviously of baseball's decline in terms of viewership as audiences for that tend to get older, younger audiences being more interested in soccer generally, for sure. I think the growth of Major League Soccer has certainly helped. Certainly the women's game has grown by leaps and bounds. And I think there's a whole bunch of sort of other sources there. And look, also don't forget, these games are also being televised on Telemundo, who has the Spanish language rights, and their numbers are being blown out of the water as well. So I think it's a rising tide lifting all boats. Maybe it's the seasonality. Maybe it's just the uniqueness of coming out of COVID and looking for live sports. Whatever the reasons, it is a good time to be in live sports, and soccer, the World Cup in particular, is certainly benefiting.
Tim Hanlon, founder and CEO of the Vertere Group in Chicago, thanks for joining us today.